So, this is going to sound odd to some. While I loved Maud, the interactions, the humor they produced, and thoroughly enjoyed the episodes upon my first watch, I'm not very crazy about it. In fact, my opinion borders on meh, sometimes thinking it's good, and other times thinking it's crap. This video is going to be short though, because my problems can be summed up quickly. The big problem with this episode is the message it conveys. That you need similarities in order to be best friends. Throughout the episode, the rest of the main six struggle to find common ground, concluding that because of that, they can't be best friends. Now, I don't think it's wrong they can't be best friends or struggle to do so. After all, not everyone clicks, and sometimes we just end up being acquaintances or not very close friends. I also know that a lack of similarities can at times make it harder to become best friends. However, I hate that this episode states that they couldn't be best friends purely because they lack similarities. Whatever happened to look before you sleep, where you shouldn't let your differences prevent yourselves from being friends? Heck, what about the main six? Aren't they all different, with their own interests, goals, or lack thereof? The episode even showcases this. The rest of the main six get along just fine though. They're even said to be best friends. See what I'm getting at? If the only thing they care about in friendships is having similarities, as the episode suggests, then wouldn't that mean that they're best friends simply because they're all more expressive than Maud and enjoy things like picnics? If it wasn't bad enough, the ending just sets this similarity mindset into stone, with the main six showing that any connection, however small, such as loving Pinky, can make them best friends with said person. Throughout the episode, they had a problem with Maud's lack of expression, but upon finding the similarity, they're completely cool with it. They not only treat her differently, they essentially say that she is now their best friend because of this connection. Here's what I'm getting at.
Pinkie Pie was in trouble. Maud would move mountains for her if she had to. That's it! I think I finally realized what we all have in common with Maud. Something that just might be worthy of a very important super-duper special tradition that only the closest and bestest of friends can share.
The closest and bestest of friends can share. Why did they use that language? What is so special about this one connection that warrants such a change? A better way to end it, I think, is to have them decide to make the rock candy in spite of having no connections. Instead, doing it simply to be nice to Maud, even if they're not best friends or friends at all. It would be very similar to Look Before You Sleep, but would give a much better lesson. Now, that would make the episode good. But there's still another horrible aspect here. The scene when the main six decide that due to their lack of connections and not being best friends, that they shouldn't make the rock candy necklaces with Maud. The scene is really bad because the main six's actions don't make any sense. Yes, Pinky said that this activity was for when they're best friends, but that doesn't mean they would hold the same standard. They did just hear about it that day. It doesn't make sense for them to automatically care about it to the same extent as Pinky. They can still try to make Pinky happy though. For example, let's say you have a friend who wants you to accompany them on something meaningful to them. You agree, and while you're probably not going to care about the event as much as them, you're still going to try your best to make them happy. That means doing whatever they want within reason. Now, the main six obviously can't force themselves to be best friends with Maud, that's beyond reason. But they can still open themselves up to making rock candy necklaces with Maud, either way. That will put the decision on Pinky to either make do with what she got, or not. But the way it was done, they don't give Pinky any options. She's left with pounds of rock candy because the friends she made it for are taking what should be a little gesture to have unnecessary meaning. They act as if the label Best Friend Rock Candy Necklaces is set in stone. Ha, rock pun. But they forget that Pinky came up with the label and can easily change it to Fun Rock Candy Necklaces or Pie Family Rock Candy Necklaces, or you get my point. Unlike them, Maud appears to be fine making the necklaces either way, since she didn't cancel on the event and her tone doesn't really change at all throughout the episode. Yeah, Pinky said that Maud was really enthusiastic at the end, but I don't trust Pinky's judgment here. She didn't know Maud wasn't eating any of the rock candy, so chances are she isn't extremely good at reading Maud. Plus, Pinky has failed at appropriately reading people in the past, and her readings rely on picking up emotion. So, Pinky's probably seeing in Maud what she wants to see. By having Maud be completely fine making rock candy necklaces either way, but having the main six follow an unnecessary best friend requirement, the episode puts the rest of the main six in the wrong for no good reason. They are the only ones stopping the rock candy activity. So, what I'm suggesting they should have done here is have the rest of the main six say that they don't really enjoy Maud's company, but would still make the necklaces anyway to support Pinky. Then have Pinky refuse until they're best friends. This would frame Pinky as the one with the problem, making it so she would have to learn that you can't pressure people to be best friends. She didn't actually learn that here because she got exactly what she wanted. This route would also still open ground for the main six to learn to not treat people like enigmas. Furthermore, it prevents the main six from taking similarities that seriously and paints a much better version of friendship. They're people that you enjoy the company of. Since the word company can be used to mean both people online or in the real world, this would make a great bedrock for defining friendship in the show. Ha, another rock pun. So, in conclusion, yeah, I'm not that enthusiastic about this episode. But you know what? I don't enjoy being negative about an MLP episode, especially one that was so enjoyable in the first watch. So here's my request to you, the audience. Please find a way, if you can, to refute these reasons and give me a reason again to love the episode. That said, if I managed to ruin or even hurt this episode's enjoyableness for you, I am sorry. I know that feeling sucks.